Hello, YouTube. This is Retta. Welcome. This is part 2 of the Eric Braverman. I have no idea what I just said on the reading before. I usually have to go look back at the readings in general myself. So I want to do a look at Eric Braverman and this relationship with the Clinton Foundation. He made over almost $400,000 a year to be the CEO of the Clinton Foundation. That's a lot of money for a foundation. That's almost a $500,000. Who knew? You know, running foundations would be so lucrative. The foundations, aren't they supposed to be, you know, giving money away and helping people? But okay, I'm gonna put Eric over here, the foundation over here, and the status here. What's the status of the relationship between the foundation? Are these all upside down? Yeah. All right. Look at, there's the Queen of Wands. So this there's the status of their foundation is not their relationship. His relationship with the foundation, of the heads of the foundation, is not good. You know, this is like a fiery personality. The Queen of Wands is very manipulative, very fiery. She can be very vindictive. She's all about acting, you know, going forth, show and improve, acting. See all this, yeah, I believe that the relationship between him and the Clinton Foundation is not good presently. Okay, where is he in regards to the Clinton Foundation? It shows that he was the emperor. He was in charge. He was in charge. See, a lot of red energy around him. A lot of red energy around him. He was in charge of, it's showing that, yes, he was in charge of the Clinton Foundation. And it was a balancing act for him. You know, it was a balancing act for him. He was in charge. There was a balancing act for him. Let's see. What does the Clinton Foundation think of him? They have, you know, Clinton Foundation, this is nostalgia, so there's this card again. They have good feelings toward, even though that their relationship presently isn't good. I think he did a lot for. They look at him as he did a lot for. His participation in the Clinton Foundation was fruitful. It was fruitful. It was productive. There's a nostalgia type setting. Like, you know, they're looking back at what he did in that foundation, and for them, they feel that it was fruitful. It was productive. They're not complaining about his work. The relationship now might not be good. But in general, I guess, you know, they find that, you know, his relationship with the foundation, what he provided for the foundation was good. What did this foundation need from Eric? This foundation, I don't know why you can't see. This foundation, this is what? The Nine of Cups? This is like the wish card. This is like abundance, a wish card. You know, sometimes you can want too much. It's gluttonous. You know, sometimes it's just too much of a good thing. It's just too much. They wanted everything from him. They wanted him to indulge. They wanted him to indulge, to gluttonize. That's what they wanted for him, to fully emerge. Into like drinking all the goods and be gluttonous and enjoy all the abundance and everything, and don't worry about anything else. You know, just worry about all this good stuff you get, and, you know, the fun, the parties, you know, the drinking, the alcohol, the food, the merriment, sometimes it's too much of a good thing. He wasn't focused. I don't think that what they wanted, this gluttonous, he wasn't really focused on that. You know, they were trying to indulge him more, and he wasn't really focused on that. Okay, what did he need? He needed the truth. He needed the truth. What did he need from them? The truth. The truth. Not to be isolated. Not to, you know, there is isolation between the buried secrets, the truth, and getting them out. So that's what he needed. He needed the truth. He needed to know bullshit. He needed them to be truthful and honest with him, not to cloud his judgment. I see a lot of clouds around him, so kind of confusion, cloudiness, congestion, you know, not sometimes seeing things clearly. Let's see what happened for them. They still think that the Clinton Foundation is all good. They had, you know, they, look at this, all this food, all that gluttonous. They're still enjoying the fruits of the labor of the work he did. They're still enjoying the fruits of the labor of the work he did. To them, it was a victory. You know, the foundation to them was a victory. They're enjoying the fruits of the labor. Also, it looks like all the fruits of the labor between this castle is like a sacrifice, like an offering. A sacrifice, an offering. They're still not there. So is that the White House or is that the foundation? So they provided a lot of abundance and offerings to get into the White House, but there's still a lot of, there's a bridge you have to climb over, there's a couple of mounds you have to go through to get to the White House. So for them, they're feeling like, hey, you know, he did his part. Basically, he did his part. He provided abundance for them to get there. Okay, what did he need? Where does the card see for him? He feels like he feels like a lot of his actions was crossed. Like a lot of his actions, a lot of his movements were stopped. You see these two wands. Usually a wand is going forth on a decision, or, you know, making a decision and going forth. But you see these two are kind of crossed. So it's like his decisions, he really didn't have any decisions. He, you know, any decision he made, it was always countered, you know. So there was no movement. There was no movement. There was a stoppage of movement for him. There was a stoppage of movement for him. So he couldn't really make changes or anything like that. No, he was just basically a figurehead. To me, I'm looking at this card like he was a figurehead. He really didn't have any real power or control to make change or anything. Okay, let's see. 3 cards. 1. Look at the snake. 2. 3. His lover. This relationship. Hold on. I think the wands is all about movement, sex. There's this, to me, this is like kind of a reptile thing. His lover. I think, like I said, he was vulnerable. There's a lot coming after him. He was protected, but not really protected. He was very vulnerable. The protection only, you know, protected like his main assets, not really his whole self. He's on the defense. A lot of fiery movement, a lot of arguments, a lot of being on defense. Also in his relationship, it's horrible. So I don't think this relationship with Neil, I think right now things aren't going well, or it hasn't been going well for a while. I don't think that the person that he's in a relationship with is who he thought he was. I think that the person he thought in his relationship isn't who he thought he was. And that this Neil guy doesn't have his back. This Neil guy, you know, doesn't have his back. And I think he rushed into this relationship with not too much thought. He's focused on it now. like, what the heck? He's focused on it now. I don't think with this cup is still filling up. I don't think he got what he needed from this relationship emotionally. And also, I see these, I don't know if that's Pisces or Gemini. Oh my God, I can't think right now. So I see this shield with the Pisces or Gemini. That has to do with something, the shield with the Pisces or the Gemini. So I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good. So that was the relationship. I think that this relationship with his lover had to do with the Clinton Foundation. I think that Neil didn't portray to who he was supposed to be portrayed to. I think he could be, you know, some type of handler, like people are saying. Could be some type of handler. Keep him isolated. Keep him isolated. And I see a lot of isolation for Eric. A lot of his movements stopped. I feel that the Clinton Foundation did feel like he did what he was supposed to do. He provided abundance. He felt that he was just a figurehead, that he couldn't really make any decisions or choices. You know, that, you know, things were already, anything he did try to change, it was countered. You know, any type of movement he tried to make, it was countered. So he was just basically a figurehead. Alright, so we're going to look at this relationship between Neil and, I'm going to put Neil on this side and Eric on this side. So, let's see. Where is their relationship now? Neil, I forgot what his name is, and Eric Braverman, and Neil, let's see. Where's their relationship now? Ooh. Their relationship right now is not good. Look at this. This is the 9. Stress. It looks like self-harm. I think it's a lot of self-harm. She's about to stab herself in the heart. Look at all these knives drawn. I think it might even be some mental type of a lot of words, arguments, hard words saying. I think that they feel like, well, I think it feels like they did it to themselves. Like, you know, I think Eric feels like this is he did it to himself. He did it to himself. I think he's really, really upset. I think his heart is kind of broken. I feel like he's very, I think there's, look at this down here. I don't know if you can see this. 2 men. One is coming at one aggressively, and one's like in a defense stand, like defending oneself. You know, trying to defend with their hands up, and the other one's coming aggressive. I think there's some type of maybe abuse. Mental abuse at that. And maybe this Eric feels like this was a self-inflicted, like, you know, I'm vulnerable and I kind of did this to myself. You know, I caused myself this pain. Okay, where does Eric feel right now? Eric is, he's working on his emotions. He's working on his emotions. He's very emotional. He doesn't know what to do right now with his feelings. They're very, he's working on his emotions. You know, he's trying to figure out what happened, how did it happen, stuff like this. I feel like the other guy is more in control of the emotional part of the relationship, that he's not so much. He would be the guy that's trying to protect himself, and the other guy, look at, there he is up there. So, let's see. He's still like naive a little bit in regards to love. I think he really did have feelings for this guy. I really do. Let's see. What about Neil? Neil, remember this card? He's there to keep him contained. He's there to keep him contained. To keep him contained, where he can't get his thoughts out, his words out, see things. Containment. He's there to contain. He feels like he's on the defense in this relationship a lot. He feels like he's on the defense and he's vulnerable. He's on the defense and he's vulnerable in this relationship. These are horrible cards. In control, complete control, manipulation, complete control, manipulation. Either for his part or working for someone else, but complete control and manipulation. This guy is very smart, very smart. Neil is very smart, very brilliant. He's a very brilliant mind. He does a lot of psychological shit. You see all these swords? There's a lot of psychological shit. He's like torturing them psychologically. Could be MK Ultra. You know I believe in that stuff. Could be. He's torturing them psychologically. Let's see. There's that Queen of Wands again. Children. In between. There's a man. Look at, there's two naked people right here. Two naked people. The sword. This is the Knight of Swords. So doing stuff without too much thought process, but just doing, just acting. Acting could be acting on orders. Here is the nostalgia again. The nostalgia with the children and the hearts and and then here in between the children, the nostalgia area is a Knight of Swords, which all you see in this part on this guy is swords, which is like manipulation, thought process. And this Queen of Wands, who's shown me that her power, this Queen of Wands is powerful. Very powerful. I believe that this relationship was orchestrated by these two. So this relationship was orchestrated by these two. By these two people. This relationship was orchestrated for financial gain, you know, stuff like that. Okay, that's the end of the reading. I know it didn't tell too much. It kind of really understand that this guy, Neil, is not in any love with Eric at all. Eric is having some emotional problems dealing with this. He's on the defense. I believe he's getting somewhat type of like abused. Could be even sometimes physically, but most likely a lot mentally. He's being contained. He's being isolated. He knows too much. I don't think he had as much power in the Clinton Foundation as we thought he did. I think he was just a figurehead. Okay, that's the end of the reading. Talk to you later. Bye.